Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to do our first extraction of honey from our beehives. We are so excited about this. We weren't sure if we were actually going to get any honey this year because our hives are so brand new and we're brand new, first year doing bees, and so we weren't sure, but we were able to get a couple supers put on and have a couple frames filled up in those supers to extract honey from, while leaving them enough honey in their deep boxes to sustain them through winter. And we also have even a little bit of extra just in case, because we really want our bees to survive through winter so that way we don't have to start over again next year. So let's talk about the equipment that I'm using today. First off, I've got a Weaver 3-frame electric honey extractor here. I will put a link for this down below. The process of what we're gonna do is my husband is right now out getting the medium honey supers, and he's gonna put the frames all here in that box. And then we're gonna have an empty box here, and so we'll take the frames from here, we'll cut off the end caps, exposing the honey, we'll put them down in here, we'll turn this on, let it spin, get all the honey out, extract all the honey, and we'll take them out on this side and put them in to the empty bee box over here. So that's what we're going to do to get our honey out. Also, this apron is from Tech. I will also leave the link for this down below. I love the bright colors and the uniqueness of this apron. It's also waterproof. I chose to use it today so that way all my clothes and everything don't get all honey sticky. Since this is our first time extracting, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen, but I'm sure honey will get in lots of places. So let me go help my husband get the bee frames and I'll be right back. Okay, let me show you what our frames look like before we extract any honey. So here we have a really good frame full of honey and it's capped. So the cap is the white part that's covering the front. Some of these back here, these don't have any caps on them. So these actually have a little bit more moisture in them than the capped honey. They flap their wings to evaporate the water out of the honey, bringing it down to a certain percent of moisture in there, and then they cap over it when it's reached that percentage, so that way it will store for longer. When it has too high of moisture in it, then it'll spoil and actually go bad. But when the moisture is low enough, then that's when it can be stored forever. Here's a picture of a frame. They've drawn out the comb and filled in a little bit of the honey, but not too much of it. So these ones might not even be worth extracting. We might just keep this for them to just take out of to feed themselves through wintertime. So fun fact, today is also World Honeybee Day. So welcome World Honeybee Day. Help us celebrate by extracting some honey with us. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start extracting our honey. This is our very first year extracting honey, so it is a lot of experimenting with us, figuring out what works for us and our equipment. We're gonna try a couple different ways of getting the honey caps off, and you'll be along for the ride. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learned something that will help you extracting your honey in the future. Go ahead, Terrence.
Awesome. Well, we'll just get in here. We've got a few different things. We've got a uncapping knife. We've got a little scraper. We've seen people use a heat gun to kind of melt the caps. So we're gonna see what works. Yeah. First, we're gonna try the knife here. So we got a pan, a little bar, we'll catch capping, but just gonna see how it goes. It's a year of experimenting, all of that. So.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Working a little better than I thought, actually.
Good. We were a little skeptical, the knife just sliding right through it.
I'm sure people that do this, all the time have better techniques. So.
If you do this all the time, you might not want to watch this video. You might cringe a little bit.
Give us some pro tips, but don't be too critical. And yeah, parts of this, it's just first year drawn comb, so it's not as deep out, so we kind of knew that. So we're gonna have to use the little decapping brush here, a little scraper thing. Just want to get enough of the cells opened up so that the honey can come out. Try not to destroy too much, so they don't have to do the work again, all the work again next year. I think that looks pretty good on that side. Just a few little ones here that can get uncapped with the knife. You know, for not knowing any better, I think it looks great. A little bit of piece of cone there. First frame in the extractor.
This is a 3-frame extractor, so we've got 2 more to go. Another technique we've seen is using a heat gun to melt the capping off when it's another low spot. I want to try that. So, like I said, we're going to try a few different things, see what we like. Maybe we'll like the heat gun better than the scraper. Maybe we won't. I don't know.
And there's heated knives, which I think certainly would, you know, just from my 2 frames here so far, a heated knife would probably work better than a cold knife here, but all things considered, it's not working bad. I don't know if I'm supposed to saw it. Yep, sawing is better. I just took out a chunk of comb. Sorry, bees. Sorry, bees for next year.
Don't worry, we won't waste any of this. That's why we're putting it into a pan. We'll definitely save this and strain out the honey still and still use the wax for making candles or whatever we want to do.
Yep, definitely saw it if you don't have a heated knife.
It doesn't just slice right through if it's not warmed.
Looks good. Don't let your wife chop your fingers off.
Just getting some wax off the bottom.
Just a little bit here on the top.
Okay.
Well, that's 2. Go for 3.
I want to try shooting that. Another?
Yeah. Get it warming up here and we'll get it the other side.
Warm up my heat gun. It doesn't take much. It's one.
Okay. You want to get as much, you know, opened up as you can. You don't want to leave honey in there. Which are the ones I have to. Let's go on the low. Oh, that's interesting. That's just like melting back.
Oh man. Might create a little bit less waste so we don't have to filter so much stuff. If it's just literally the caps melted off, then we get more honey out of the honey extractor instead of having to do 2 separate extractions.
Yeah, it's crazy. It does kind of melt back. I don't want to melt too much. Over here where it's just like wasn't fully capped and not full, that yeah, this other cone was melting pretty quickly.
So if it's capped and melts a lot slower.
Yeah, once it hits where honey is filled in, it didn't melt beyond that. But over here where it wasn't filled yet, it was definitely melting. So be careful if you use that method where you don't have, you know.
Let me show it up close real fast. Never mind, I'll zoom in.
I'd love to get a close shot.
Just show. So this is the side that we melted with the
Heat gun?
heat gun. And this is the side he sawed off and poked with the poker. So there's a comparison for you.
There you go. 3 frames in the extractor. I'm so excited. Let's turn it on. We start it slow, I think.
So there's a dial on top, it looks like?
Yep, this one has a little dial, so I have to peek. So, fun side thing, I love making cotton candy. I grew up making cotton candy. And it's like, looks like cotton candy spinning out. The honey is spinning out to the side of the extractor. It's amazing. There is honey. It is crazy. So excited.
I'm gonna pause it and then I'll show you what it looks like inside.
Check that out. You see them spinning in there? They're spinning. This is at about half speed. But there's honey coming out of those frames.
So we're sitting here watching this spin out the honey, and we're actually not sure how long we should do this for. So we're just kind of waiting to see when it stops like coming out pretty much. So we'll see. We'll let you know about how long it took us to do this.
Yeah, and then we get to stop it, flip the frames around, and spin out the other sides, which will take the same amount of time, we think, just on the other side.
I've heard it depends a lot about how your temperature is outside. Like if you do it on a really hot day, it comes out faster. If you do it on a cool day, it comes out super slow and not nearly as fast. So it's kind of a medium day right now in here. It's not too hot or too cold, so it might come out a little bit slower because it's not like 90 degrees in here. But it's probably in the 80s somewhere in here. So we'll see if that has a factor too.
Yeah, one other thing just while we're talking about factors in the honey extraction time. All the old-time beekeepers say, do not let your honey sit. So don't like take the super off, wait a day, right? Because the bees maintain, the whole colony, at a nice, somewhere in the mid-90s temperature, right? To keep that brood, I think mid to low 90s. Don't quote me on that, but whatever temperature they keep it at, is really good. But if you let it sit out and it gets 70 degrees sitting out here, that honey's going to take a lot longer to extract. So the sooner you can extract it off the hive, the better. Well,
It's been,
I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes. We did crank it up to more of the full speed for a couple of minutes of that, but it looked like it was slowing down as I peeked in here. So let's slow it down here, see what it looks like. Wow, look at that. Yeah, definitely a ton of the honey, majority of the honey's all out, right? I mean, I don't know how dry you can get it, but maybe a little bit more. But we're gonna flip these around, get some more honey out of the other side.
hey, let me see it. Yeah, so I can see like the bottom of the cells. So all this honey out of the cells are out, and that were in the cells are out. But it looks like there's still like wet honey on like some of the capping and stuff like that. So let's show the other side so you can see the comparison.
So that's the side that hasn't been spun yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the side that did.
Okay, so that's how we extract the honey from the frames in our honey extractor here. In our next video, we are going to show you how we take the honey from the extractor, filter it out, put it into a bucket, and bottle it up. Thank you for joining us in this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video down below and subscribe so that way you can see all of our upcoming videos. Thanks you guys. Bye.